Can you do me a huge favor? I want you to go to Matthew chapter 13, starting in verse 44. There's something in there that I think might edify you and might help you and might help me. I think I'm going to start doing, if you want, I'm going to send you as in all you guys, a Bible verse. Probably like every Thursday. It's a work in progress, but I have kind of an idea. 5 minutes or less. Hopefully this one will be 5 minutes or so. But just to encourage you, so we are going to be in Matthew chapter 13 right now. Let me finish getting these in here real quick, making lunch before work. Okay, so we are in Matthew chapter 13. I've said it a billion times, sorry. And cook. Okay, so there is something really interesting that I found in here. It says, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and covered up. That's interesting. So a man finds a field. Jesus is speaking, saying the kingdom of heaven is very similar to a treasure that's hidden underneath a field. So it's just an open field. There's nothing really there, but there's one thing that's special, and that's a treasure box, which a man found, and then he immediately found, as soon as he found it, he covered it up. Then in his joy, he was so happy, so filled with joy, because he found that treasure, he goes off and sells all that he has. It's interesting. So he's like fully committed type thing, and sells all that he has and buys that field. And you know what popped in my mind when it said that? I was like, oh my gosh, he sold all that he had. So he's attaching his name. This man's attaching his name to that field, to that ground, to where that treasure is. And I think that's what we need to do. You know, the Bible talks about going back to your first love. Have you done that today? To say, you know what? I want to find myself in that field. Have I done that yet? Have I been that man in the field and found that treasure? The Bible in the New Testament uses a lot of parallels between the treasure and the kingdom of God. And why Jesus speaks about parables is earlier in chapter 13, if you want to go there, kind of as a nugget, why he speaks this way. But it's to get people to understand. It's to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff, if you will. It's to show us that if you really want to know the hidden things, you have to be close to God's heart. And, you know, we ask this question of, like, well, why is Jesus acting certain ways to certain people? Like the woman at the well, he was real gentle. She was sinful. She had sin and she had a past. But why was he so gentle? But to the Pharisees, he was really harsh. He's flipping tables and all this. I think this is what's so interesting. The Pharisees and Sadducees, they knew the law. It's not that they didn't know the truth. It just never got in their heart. I want to be like this man who finds the treasure and receives it, covers it up, guards it in their heart, and sells all that they have. Jesus is saying, are you willing to sell all that you have? Not necessarily physically, not necessarily, but you need to pick up your cross and follow me. I want everything. I don't want it just on a necklace. I want you to follow me every day with your whole heart. It parallels with Luke chapter, was it 12 or 13? 12. Luke chapter 12. It says in verse, it's a really short verse. You can look at the context later. I don't have all the time. But in Luke chapter 12, verse 34, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Isn't that true? Like what you're worshiping, what you think about the most, that's what you care about the most. That's what you love. So that's my encouragement to you, that for those who have found that treasure, that's an eternal treasure. It'll never wither away. But you got to find it first. And so I challenge you with that. Have you found that treasure? The kingdom of God, heaven, Jesus. Ask and the door will be open. That's kind of the call for today. But thanks for listening, and have a great day.